Hi, Louisiana Realtors. We closed out week 12 of the 2026 regular session in the final push towards sine die, with several priority bills either crossing the finish line, landing on the governor's desk, or moving through the last major stage of session. With the constitutional deadline for third reading and final passage falling on Friday, May 29th, and sine die adjournment set for today, Monday, June 1st, the last hour of session became decisive for the remaining bills still in motion. House Bill 468 remained the lead priority and finished as one of the session's biggest wins for Louisiana Realtors. After the House rejected Senate amendments on May 20th, the bill moved to conference committee, where House and Senate conferees resolved the remaining differences. Following receipt of the conference committee report on May 27th, the House granted final approval on May 29th, sending the bill to the governor. As the flagship Louisiana Realtors wholesaling bill, House Bill 468 creates a clear regulatory framework for residential wholesaling, strengthens consumer protection, and gives the Louisiana Real Estate Commission meaningful enforcement authority over the practice. The session also produced a strong slate of enacted real estate housing and property management wins. House Bill 1027, the Appraiser Liability Bill, was signed by the governor as Act No. 187 on May 15th and becomes effective August 1st of this year. House Bill 292, dealing with security deposits, was signed as Act No. 63 on May 11th and becomes effective August 1st of this year. House Bill 300, dealing with appraisal thresholds for bank-owned property, was signed as Act No. 149 on May 15th. These measures represent a meaningful win for appraisal certainty, leasing, property management, and transaction stability. Several additional Realtor-relevant measures cleared the legislature and moved to the governor's desk by the close of week 12. This included a major priority of ours, House Bill 1166, by Representative Kim Carver. The Vacant Residential Property Disclosure Bill passed the Senate on May 25th and was sent to the governor on May 27th. This is one of the most important real estate bills of the session because it closes a gap in Louisiana law regarding vacant residential properties and cleans up the appointment process for the Real Estate Commission. House Bill 1187, dealing with Louisiana Citizens Emergency Assessments, was sent to the governor on May 26th and remains an important insurance affordability measure for homeowners across the state. Insurance and mitigation policy continued to matter through the final days of the session. House Bill 759, relating to fortified roof endorsement offers, remained alive on the Senate floor, subject to call, and needed final Senate passage by May 29th deadline to survive. That bill remained important because fortified roof policy sits directly at the intersection of mitigation, homeowner resilience, and insurance affordability. Week 12 also highlighted the value of Louisiana Realtors' defensive work. House Bill 617, the Hidden Fees Bill, stalled in Senate Commerce and effectively ran out of time. This was a meaningful defensive win, as the concern throughout was that broad fee disclosure language could have unfairly placed liability on real estate professionals for changes they do not control, including fees set by lenders, title companies, insurers, government entities, and other third parties. House Bill 472, the Rent Stabilization Bill, remained dead after being involuntarily deferred, which is another meaningful win from a property rights and housing supply standpoint, though similar language always remains worth watching late in session. The broader civil justice and cost environment also remained part of the policy picture, even where bills stalled. House Bill 1089, dealing with care accounts, both passed the House but stalled in the Senate Judiciary A Committee. They remain part of the larger conversation around litigation costs and insurance affordability. The bottom line for the 2026 session is that it was a strong one for Louisiana Realtors. The association's flagship wholesaling bill, House Bill 468, cleared conference committee with the fixes we wanted and moved to the final House action. 4 major Realtor-relevant bills were already enacted into law, and 2 property tax constitutional amendments were headed to the ballot. 3 additional bills reached the governor's desk. On defense, rent stabilization was stopped. The Hidden Fees Bill stalled, and problematic consumer language in other measures was monitored closely through the final days of session. Louisiana Realtors remain engaged through the end on every issue affecting real estate transactions, mortgages, and lending, insurance, affordability, property management, private property rights, blight and redevelopment, property taxes, and housing supply across Louisiana. Stay tuned for our legislative session wrap-up video coming next week, and our weekly session scoop blogs on larealtors.org. Louisiana Realtors is the trusted voice of real estate.